Okay, I'm here with Michel Pascal, talking about meditation techniques. We're at this beautiful club, the Mercedes Club, and Michel is just showing me around. He does private sessions, and the big thing for Michel is that he does it on site. So he'll teach you your meditation on the train, in the park, out in the streets, and all the places that give us stress. And his technique, I'll tell you, listening to him talk, it's really calming. Okay. I'm here with Michel Pascal. He's an expert on meditation and stress, dealing with stress. For those of us in New York City and the Flatiron District in Chelsea, we know all about stress. Michel, why don't you tell me a little bit about what your approach is to meditation and what you were just telling me about, what is the one question about dealing with stress that people need to consider?
To feel less stress in our daily life, it is probably the first question that we have, because our brain from running all time, and we live in a stressful environment. So what can we do immediately to feel better like that? It was my question when I live in my monastery in Himalayas before to live in America, and I have created a new way of meditation. Meditation in the daily stress. Because we know that if we practice any meditation in a yoga room or in a comfortable place, it's beautiful. But when we go back to the job, or when we go back to the city, when we go back to the workplace, when we go back to our family sometimes, with our children, with our wife, with our husband, when we go back to the daily life, we are stressed again. So it is the reason why it's very important to practice inside the stress, to meditate. And meditate doesn't mean to be sit down like that in a lotus. No, it's a cliché. In Sanskrit, original language, meditation means to train our mind. So we train our mind to be more present. For example, I say my schedule is busy, not me. I talk to you, I talk really to you, to each of you, really to you from my heart. So we are more present. So if we are more present in our life, we are more intelligent. Because when we are more calm, the mind is more clear. So we can take better decisions, more intelligent, so more loving, more happy. We are all time more happy and more grateful and more free, more alive. The goal of meditation, the goal of the life, we could say that also, it's to be more alive.
So Michel, how does your technique and approach to meditation differ from what most of our readers would find if they went to a professional or their local gym, or maybe to their psychologist and got a referral there? What are you doing that's a little bit different?
I love your questions because I teach for engineers at Google, for example, in New York City. I teach also for students in Harvard University. I teach for prisoners in jail every week. I teach for people who have cancer, for kids also, very violent. So what is the difference? Like we say, we train our mind, we practice visualization and breath exercise, but not outside of the stress. In a yoga room or in a landscape, we have all time the cliche to be sit down like that, face to a lake. Not at all. We practice in the daily situation. I remember one day I teach for an engineer at Google. She was so stressed and she said, "Can you help me? I have tried many techniques." And I say, "Come with me in Times Square." So we were sit down in Times Square and we recycle the stress that we receive. We integrate the stress, and if we are able to touch our soul, to be calm, just 1 minute in Times Square, we are able to be calm anywhere.
That's great. So the Flatiron Hot News, of course, is a blog, that's in the Flatiron district in Chelsea. And a lot of our readers are in the technology sector or digital media, and they are very stressed out. So I think that from what I understand, you would meet with them. You might sit down in Madison Square Park or in the public plazas and work with them right near their sources of stress.
Exactly, because it's interesting. New York, it's one of the cities the most stressful in the world. So it's very interesting because we can't be against this city. And we don't live in a monastery. We live in New York City. So what we do, for example, we practice at the workplace. We practice in the train, in the subway. We take the subway, but we are sit down like a mountain in the subway. And I teach this practice, for example, very simple. Sit down, but like a mountain. And we are that we visualize. So when we visualize a mountain, when we meditate like a mountain, we become a mountain in the subway. So we can have a lot of noises around us, but we keep peace inside us.
So Michel, can you tell us a little bit about how you market your approach and how you're getting the word in front of your potential patients and people that would benefit from this?
For me, the only marketing is the marketing of the heart. I mean, there is no marketing to say, I refuse to say, oh, I have clients, I have students. No. When I teach in jail, for example, every week, I say to the prisoners, you are my teachers. So it's not a teaching. We must be more humble. It's an exchange. We share an energy. We give a good energy to the person. And the person feels better immediately in the daily life. It is that we will do at the Carnegie Hall. At the Carnegie Hall, you come and during 1 hour and a half, in the center of Manhattan, immediately, we will feel more calm. You can come with all your stress and I will guide meditation and I will sing to help any person to feel more calm immediately.
So tell us about the singing aspect of it. Right?
Me,
I saw that.
I come from jazz music and I start on stage, I was 9 years old. And I came many times to sing in New York with Jim Bird, the keyboard player of Pat Metheny, with my friend Raul Recco, the percussion player of Carlos Santana, so Mark Edford, also the singer of Pat Metheny. So I have sing many times with a lot of jazzmen in America. And my idea was to use my voice as a singer to sing a cappella with no music, no musician, nothing. But to help any person to feel more calm immediately with a voice, like a healing voice, we can say that. Voice is resonance. So when we sing some notes, immediately we help the person to feel more calm.
That's great. So how can our readers and the people that follow our blog get in touch with you and benefit from this? Do they sign up? Do they call you directly?
Yes.
Is there a website?
They contact me. I have my TV online, michelpascal.tv, and they have my Twitter, so Michel Meditates on Twitter. Today we have close at 25,000 followers, and every day I take 1 hour to reply to any message. 1 or 2 hours. I say my schedule is busy, not me. I reply to any person, and I have trained many teachers in my way of meditation in New York and in Los Angeles, where I live. And every day we give a lot of sessions. We can be rich, we can be poor, we adapt to any people. And in America, I direct the first meditation program for high-risk communities. In New York, I work with Stay Out in Brooklyn. It's a big foundation to help a lot of high-risk people in New York City. So we train teachers to teach in jail, to teach also for children violent in New York City.
That's great. So is most of your, if a person engages you, so they would work with you for a half hour each session over a period of time, or just...
I give session a short time. Because me, when I listen, many meditation teachers say, oh, you must meditate 30 minutes per day. For me, it's a joke. Because how we can say that to someone who works 15 hours per day in a very stressful environment? We are tired, we are exhausted, just we want to lay down to eat some chips and watch TV. We can't be concentrated like this, like that. It's a fantasy. So no, me, when I work with someone, I help the person, short session, 10 minutes, just 10 minutes. But every morning at the same time, we practice together 10 minutes to help the person to feel better without effort. For me, we must change the cliché of meditation, totally unadapted to our world. I teach for example, I have a student at 23 years old. She made a burnout in New York, and she was the director of one of the biggest company in New York City. And she faint in the street. She overpush. The brain is running all time. So we can't say to people like that, oh, you must meditate, take a deep breath. No, it's not serious. We must be adapted to our world. So it's like in a martial art. And if we practice judo, we recycle the opposite force. So we must recycle the stress that we receive every day. I teach that many times. We breathe, smoke of cigarette, cough. But we breathe also emotions. So when we live in a stressful job, our co-workers are so stressed. So we breathe many times, we breathe the stress and we keep those tensions. So how can we detox? How can we get out those emotions? It is also that I teach every day.
That's great, Michel. So you have followers and other people that use your methods. So if you're not around, people that use your techniques could work with some of these other people?
Oh yes, it works. I mean, the survey is amazing. I remember at Google in New York City, we made a survey. It was 96% positive opinion. The survey, the most difficult for me was in jail with prisoners. The survey is 100% positive. It's amazing. At MIT Foundation, where I teach in Los Angeles, MIT Foundation is the biggest foundation for parolees, people in jail, drug abuser, alcohol abuser. The survey is 100% positive. We help anyone. Because this way of meditation helps because it's very simple, very practical. We don't talk. Me, when I receive someone, I don't ask the question, what is your problem? No. Because if you talk to me about your problem, you're reactive, you're suffering. Just we practice immediately.
Michel, what are your fees and rates for the work that you do? How much should somebody budget if they're going to...
I break the cliché of meditation must be expensive, must be for rich people. I direct the high-risk communities program. I teach for free when I teach in jail. Many times I teach in hospital for free or just a few dollars. So the rate can start at $20, $25. I adapt to any budget. So when I teach, for example, in Los Angeles, or the president of one of the big companies in LA, she gives a lot of money. But this money helps other people who have not enough money. So it's not you must pay this fee, this fee.
So it's not just for the 1%, it's for everybody.
It's for everybody. I refuse that money can create any obstacle to help someone. For me, money can't be a problem.
Okay, Michel, can you just repeat one more time? What's your phone number and website and Twitter handle so our readers can get in touch with you?
So my website, my TV online, you can follow many sessions. It's michelpascal.tv. Michel Pascal, my name, .tv. You can contact me by Twitter at Michel Meditates, simple. And you can go to the Carnegie Hall. It's November 14 at 8 p.m. I will perform on stage during 1 hour and a half to help you to feel less stress. And also for your readers, I have a surprise. I have some discount ticket that I will give you a special link a special password, and I can offer 5 tickets for the people from your media.
That's great. Michel, thank you so much. So Flatiron Hot News readers, take a look at this video, listen to what Michel has to say. You have all the information necessary to reach out to him, and I think he's really on to something. We're all stressed out in New York City, and I think these techniques can be very helpful for all of us. Thank you so much, Michel.
Thank you from my heart.